Welcome to DMI's Next Sale, the podcast that covers everything financial professionals like you need to know in the annuity and life insurance space. Join us as we talk with experts about products, sales techniques, operations, and current events that directly affect your next sale.
Okay, let's talk about something I think we've all experienced. You have a client meeting, they're nodding along, everything seems great, and then poof, they just vanish, ghost you completely. Or you walk away thinking that went really well, but nothing happens. Your advice, your solutions, they just don't stick. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's frustrating. You know your stuff works, but the message isn't quite landing. So today we're diving deep into something that's often missed in financial sales. The actual psychology behind why clients commit or why they don't. We'll unpack why people really make decisions and how you can shift from just hitting them with logic to genuinely connecting on an emotional level.
Absolutely. And for this deep dive, we're drawing heavily on insights from DMI University, specifically from a really practical interactive workshop they run called Tap the Pain, Trigger the Close, Master Financial Sales Psychology. It brings together folks like sales psychologist Eric Warner, industry veteran Eric Lindwall, and, real world pros like Tyrell Jensen share their experiences too. Our goal here is basically to give you a roadmap, a map to getting that client commitment.
Okay, let's get into it then. The core idea, as I understand it, is, well, clients aren't calculators. They're people, emotional beings. They buy because of a feeling, right? Not because of some 42-page proposal filled with bar charts.
Exactly. It's the feeling, not just the figures. And it explains so much, like why closing ratios can swing wildly. You see anything from, 6% up to 40%. And what's really interesting is that the big difference there usually isn't about fancy closing techniques. It's about how that funnel, that relationship, was built from the start.
So it's less about the pitch at the end and more about the conversation at the beginning.
Precisely. Think about why people resist advice, even good advice. There's cognitive dissonance, sure, but also real emotional barriers, fear, anxiety, habits they can't break, even ego sometimes. And we have to face a kind of tough truth here. Financial advisors, unfortunately, we're not always the most trusted folks in a sales context.
Oof. Yeah, that stings a bit, but it's important to acknowledge. So how does understanding the emotion part help us bridge that gap, especially if we're starting, a bit behind in the trust department?
Well, I think it's because we often focus too much on the what, the product, the plan, and we miss the who, the person right in front of us. People actually make changes because of how they feel. Angry, sad, worried, scared, maybe excited too. Intellect just comes in later. It's like the lawyer your brain hires to justify the emotional decision it already made.
Okay, that's a powerful way to put it. Emotion makes the call. Intellect builds the case after. So if emotion is the driver, what specific emotions really push people to act, especially with something big like finances? Is it always fear of the future?
Actually, no, not primarily. The research is pretty clear on this. The biggest motivator by far is pain now. An immediate problem, something that hurts today and needs to stop. Fear of future pain, that's a distant second, and gain, seeking pleasure or a future benefit, that's even further down the list.
Wow. So I want a comfortable retirement is less powerful than I'm stressed right now because I can't pay my bills.
Way less powerful in terms of driving immediate action. The abstract future goal doesn't sting like the concrete present problem.
Okay, this is clicking. So if we need to tap into that pain now, how do we do it without sounding, pushy or like we're ambulance chasing?
Right. Great question. And that's exactly where this pain funnel technique comes in. It's not about pressure. It's about asking the right questions. Questions that guide the client to uncover the pain themselves. You start broad, intellectually. Maybe a client says, I need to start a college plan for my kids. Okay.
Standard goal. Where do you go from there?
You start digging gently. Okay, tell me a bit more about that. How long has that been on your mind? What have you maybe tried already? Then you get a little deeper. What do you think might happen if, you let it slide for another year? And then the really key question, how is this situation affecting you personally right now?
Connecting the intellectual problem to a present day feeling.
Exactly. You help them bridge that gap. So I'm spending too much becomes something visceral, like I feel embarrassed that I had to say no to going out with friends again because money's so tight. When you help a client truly define and feel their own problem, defined in their terms, the closing, well, it almost takes care of itself. It's not a hard sell. It's just the obvious next step for them. They essentially close themselves because you've helped them see why they need to act now.
That makes so much sense. It shifts the whole dynamic. from selling to them to problem solving with them. So what we've talked about today, this is kind of the theory, the sheet music, if you will, but actually playing the music takes practice, right? Making it your own.
Absolutely. Reading about it is one thing. Doing it effectively and authentically is another. It needs to fit your style, your business. And that's really why we're pointing people towards that DMI University workshop we mentioned, Tap the Pain, Trigger the Close, because it's designed to be hands-on.
Right. It's not just a lecture. It's happening online Wednesday, July 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Runs for about 90 minutes. And the idea is you actually walk away with a talk track, a framework that's tailored for you.
Yeah, and they keep the class size small deliberately so you get that focused attention. Spots are limited because of that. It's $250 to register. And check if marketing reimbursements might apply for you. Sometimes they do.
Good point. So to grab one of those limited seats, you just need to head over to dmiuniversity.com. dmiuniversity.com.
It's really about investing in a skill that pays dividends, helping you connect better, and ultimately help your clients more effectively.
Exactly. So think about this next time you're talking with a client. Don't just ask about their goals. Try to uncover that emotional friction. What's really holding them back now? Understand that, address that, and you're not just making a sale, you're building real commitment. Your future self and your commissions will likely thank you for it.
This was DMI's Next Sale podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode. For more information about this episode, additional resources, or to learn about partnering with DMI, be sure to connect with us on your next sale at dmi.com.